بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. أما بعد. So far in the book we've done two of the foundations of ilm, of knowledge, and we've said that al-ilm is ilm al-tawheed and the ilm al-ibadah. That is what ilm refers to. So today inshallah we'll jump into the third ma'qid, al-ma'qid al-thalith, al-ma'qid al-thalith, which is jam'u himmat al-nafsi alayh, or jam'u himmat al-nafsi ala al-ilm. This requires detail inshallah, so we'll start discussing this topic today inshallah, and we'll try and conclude this in the next session inshallah. So what does the Shaykh mean by jam'u himmat al-nafsi alayh? First of all, what is himmat al-nafs? Himma is aspiration, goals, so ambition. Himma is someone's aspiration or ambition, and nafs is the self, right? So jam'u himmat al-nafs, jam' is from gathering all your aspirations and your ambitions upon ilm, alayhi ay ala al-ilm, upon ilm. Now that you have initiated yourself in this journey, you have started to hold yourself accountable, you have started to ask yourself key questions when it comes to your sincerity, judging your ikhlas, and then inshallah slowly you're also started to see where you are perhaps lacking in terms of the purification of your heart. Right, you've started to identify your personal shubuhat, your personal shahawat, and you started to perhaps treat them, right? However, it's a difficult task, right? It's a difficult task. It's not going to come easy. Being sincere and judging your sincerity, judging where you have where your desires are pulling you back, where are your doubts, your personal doubts, your shubuhat or your shahawat that personally affect you, and then from identifying them to then fighting them, getting rid of them, is going to be a monumental task. It's not going to be an easy task, right? It's monumental. It's big. It's huge. So if you are going to stick to this path, forget all of that advice where you need to have, where you need to feel good when it comes to being productive, when it comes to, being slow, or when it comes to being fast, or getting a lot of things done, all sorts of advice in the market, right? When it comes to getting things done, it's always about gathering all your abilities, all your himma, all of your energies, right? All of the energies of the self upon knowledge, right? And for that, you have to be disciplined. طيب? And so the Shaykh is going to touch upon these aspects the way we've done, but in a more of a classical sense, the way the ulama have talked about this in the books. The books don't talk about productivity as the modern gurus talk about it, right? Hadith are more jami', they are comprehensive, they are essentially they are another form of revelation in Islam, right? After the Quran you have the Sunnah, which is a revelation, and the words of the Prophet ﷺ are jawami'ul kalim. They're like a small container which contains the entire ocean. طيب? It has so much meaning. طيب? So let's start to unravel some of those depths, inshallah. You need to gather your energies. You need to gather your aspirations upon this knowledge. You have to strive, right? The Shaykh says تجمع الهمة على المطلوب وتجمع الهمة على المطلوب بتفقد ثلاثة أمور. The himma, the aspiration, your energies, they're gathered upon the desired goal, al-matlub, which is what you're seeking. بتفقد, via the scrutiny or search for ثلاثة أمور, three things, right? These are the three principles that allow you to attain enough energy to be able to attain the desired end goal. What are those three things that help you gather these a high aspiration, a high ability, essentially gathering the energies to its optimal level, where then you can channel it into achieving your goals. أولها, يعني أولي هذه الثلاث, there's these three matters. The first thing is الحرص. الحرص على ما ينفع. Being diligent upon what benefits. So only going after things which benefit you. And of course the Sharia tells us which things benefit us and which things don't, right? So as you're learning, you're realizing that the prayer it benefits you. Fasting, it benefits you. Dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jal benefits you. Memorizing the Quran benefits you. Reading the Quran benefits you. Just remembering Allah Azza wa Jal generally benefits you. So everything that benefits you, al-hirsu ala ma yanfa'. Being, having this burning desire to achieve, to want what is beneficial for you. So al-hirs is that kind of burning desire, right? It's that kind of thing that puts you into action, right? Al-hirs. Being almost positively greedy for something, right? So you strive. Al-hirs ala ma yanfa', right? You strive, you show your due diligence upon something which is beneficial. Ala, upon ma yanfa'u, what benefits. فمتى وفق العبد إلى ما ينفعه حرص عليه. So when وفق is given tawfiq, is given the ability, who? Al-abd. When the abd, the slave of Allah Azza wa Jal, is given the ability, when he is given or she is given the ability, إلى ما ينفعه, towards that which benefits him, حرص عليه, he is diligent over it. He is proactive over it, right? So be proactive, be diligent, right? Or come with this burning desire to attain what benefits you. Because once Allah gives you tawfiq towards something that is beneficial, and you realize it's beneficial for you, then you're definitely going to strive towards it, right? So identifying something that is beneficial for you, and then realizing that it is going to benefit you personally as well. So there's a difference between identifying something beneficial and then that thing being specifically beneficial for you, right? So that bridge has to be made. For example, someone is lacking in basic tawheed. طيب. Of course, witr is going to benefit him, right? But surely his tawheed is more important for him at the stage at the moment, right? So priorities. What's for you as an individual case? Everyone, their needs are different, right? If you remember in the beginning when we set our goals, we said that things are achieved in terms of priorities, right? So what benefits you is what you pursue, right? So the first thing is that al-hirsu ala ma yanfa', right? You are proactive and diligent upon that which benefits you, right? And then what benefits you, it comes with hierarchy. It comes with a hierarchy, right? You take things in terms of priority. You have to prioritize things which are the most important, and then you go down this hierarchy. طيب inshallah. Allahu Akbar. فَمَتَى وُفِقَ الْعَبْدُ إِلَى مَا يَنْفَعُهُ حَرَصَ عَلَيْهِ. So whenever an abd is given tawfiq towards something which benefits him, he proactively pursues it. طيب. So as you're pursuing something, as you've initiated the process of going down this path where you want to attain this goal, so you're trying your hardest, you're trying your best, you're doing this, you have this al-hirs, you have this burning desire to achieve the benefit. You can't achieve it unless you have the aid of Allah Azza wa Jal. So the second of these three matters is al-isti'anatu billahi Azza wa Jal fi tahsilihi. Al-isti'ana, seeking Allah's aun, okay, seeking Allah's aun, Allah's aid, Allah's help, okay. So after al-hirs is al-isti'ana. طيب. Your energies as they are being exerted towards an objective, you must also at the same time seek Allah's assistance, because without Allah's assistance, firstly, what you're doing is not going to be ibadah, right? Secondly, you're not going to have the tawfiq or the blessing in that action, right? And thirdly, for whose sake are you doing this action in the first place, right? So the end goal might be lost altogether, right? إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. You alone we worship, and you alone we seek assistance from. Okay, isti'ana, nasta'in. So the word nasta'in, إِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ, is the same word from isti'ana. Okay, isti'ana is the masdar. طيب. So the ulama, they mention إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ. So ibadah, when he said for you alone we worship, all kinds of worship has been included in that statement. Why was there a need to mention وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ, and you alone we seek assistance from, right? Seeking assistance in itself is an ibadah. So once you've said إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ, it includes that, so why mention it separately? So the ulama, they mentioned that the isti'ana is the foremost kind of ibadah because it helps you attain the other ibadat, right? To perform the other ibadat. Without Allah's isti'ana, this dua, oh Allah help me achieve this, without this particular ibadah, this dua where you seek Allah's assistance, without this you can't really worship Allah Azza wa Jal. And if this first thing, al-hirsu ala ma yanfa', the thing that you're striving towards, and if this is beneficial, then of course surely it is ibadah, right? Only ibadah is beneficial, right? Only something which is ibadah can be beneficial for an abd. Otherwise, if he's pursuing something which is to do with his dunya, has no bearing on his akhirah, has no effect on his thawab, on his ajr, on his reward, none of that, then it's not something that is truly benefiting him, right? So a man or a woman, a slave of Allah Azza wa Jal, when he pursues something, he's surely pursuing something that is going to benefit him in the akhirah. This is the way of the zuhad, of the zahideen, right? The people who abandon the perks, the benefits, the leisures of this dunya for the akhirah, right? They only pursue those things in life which are beneficial for them in the akhirah, which are going to lead to a betterment of their afterlife, right? So you seek what benefits you in the akhirah, you're diligent, you're proactive with it, you come with this burning desire, you gather all your energies, right? How do you gather all your energies? One, you're proactive towards something which is going to benefit you in the akhirah. Otherwise, you're going to lose motivation, you're going to lose your confidence, you're going to lose your let's say discipline. You're going to lose many of the qualities that are needed to achieve your goal, right? Which is why this is an epidemic in the modern Western world, where so many people are committing suicide, right? Why do you think they're committing suicide? Are they not happy with their world, with their life, with the amenities and the luxuries they have? Surely there's something missing, right? Why do they not have a high himma, a high aspiration, this burning desire to do something? It's because they don't have something which benefits them in terms of the akhirah, a true lasting benefit. Okay? So الحرص على ما ينفع, you strive towards something that benefits you, and then you seek Allah's assistance. في تحصيله, in its attainment. تحصيل is to attain something. تحصيله أي تحصيل الشيء الذي ينفعك. تحصيل, the attainment of the thing that benefits you. تحصيله أي تحصيل الشيء الذي ينفعك. The attainment of the thing that benefits you. Okay? Whatever is that benefit that you're seeking with your proactiveness, with your diligence, with your hard work, you seek Allah's assistance in its attainment. And ثالثها, and the third of these affairs is عدم العجز عن بلوغ البغية منه. عدم العجز. عدم is to, or the lack of, and al-ajz is giving up, right? And bulugh is to arrive, to reach, to attain, or achieving something. Al-bughya is the desired goal. So when you put these words together, عدم العجز, a lack of giving up, essentially. A lack of giving up when it comes to bulugh al-bughya, achieving the desired goal. Minhu, from this thing that benefits you. Minhu, or from this thing that you've identified as a thing to pursue. Okay? So you don't give up. Adamul ajz is to a lack of giving up. Okay? A lack of giving up. Stopping stopping midway from making progress, leaving something unfinished. So once you've identified something truly in the light of the Sharia, of the Quran and Sunnah, that this thing will benefit you, and you've sought assistance from Allah Azza wa Jal, see that thing to the end. Make sure you stick with it till the end. Don't leave a journey that you've started, trusting that it's something beneficial, and then you sought Allah's assistance. Stay until the end. Right? You can translate this to many realms of life. Think about marriage. You have such a high soaring rates of divorce nowadays. Why is that the case? Right? It's because people do too much istikhara. Do you think that that's the case? People are doing too much istikhara. I mean, every time someone gets married, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing istikhara. I've been doing istikhara for the past 2 years, 3 years, 10 years," right? But then, after a few years, they end up getting divorced, right? Why do you think that's the case? Do you not think they were pursuing something, something that benefits them? The marriage is, of course, a part of the religion. It benefits you. It completes half your religion, right? As the hadith says, why do you think people are getting divorced then? Follow this tripartite strategy, or this mechanism, and then perhaps you can answer yourselves why this happens. Can anyone identify why there are so many divorces happening nowadays, based on the light of these three things? Any ideas? They give up, or even the second point, people give up, gets difficult, and they leave it. Not patience and perseverance during hardships in the marriage. Exactly. Ahsantum. This is the crux of it, right? They have all this hirs in the beginning because they haven't seen the downside, or they haven't seen what's on the other side of the curtain, right? They think it's beneficial. Of course, it's beneficial. It's a given. It's a sunnah of the prophets. It's a sunnah of the Prophet. And whoever leaves this sunnah, he's not from the Muslims, as in the general characteristics of being a Muslim, right? Not that they're not Muslim anymore, but they've abandoned a very key component of being a Muslim, which is to have a righteous children who take on this mantle of Tawheed, right? So they're not lacking in that initial hirs, right? And they're definitely going towards something which is beneficial, definitely. Right. But when they do istikhara, most people who do istikhara, are they truly seeking Allah's assistance? That's a question. That's a big question mark, right? Because I've seen this, that a lot of times brothers and sisters, they do istikhara and then it ends up wrong, and then they're like, oh, but we did istikhara. Well, did you do istikhara, with the right intention, the sincerity, and you truly believed that this is, the dua, this dua has that, guiding effect in your life? Most people, they just think that, so they're not doing their due part with even the dua. So this isti'ana is lacking to begin with, right? This is actually a factor that affects marriages later, right? They think, oh, but we did istikhara, right? But did you qualify the person before you married them? Did you really think that this particular person is going to benefit you, right? So looking at their characteristics, looking at their family, looking at their religion, looking at their mannerisms, their etiquette, and so on and so forth, right? Looking at their ambitions, what are they doing with their life? How eager are they to serve the religion of Allah? How are they with the rest of the creation? How do they treat others? All of these things, right? These are things which are characteristics defined by the Sharia, right? But they're just, people just want to, because they're so quick to fulfill their desires. They think, oh, marriage is so good, just marry someone who has a niqab, or marry someone with a beard, and then you realize that after a few weeks or months or years down the line, the person turns out to be completely horrible, right? So it's not al-hirs ala ma yanfa, right? That's another thing. So if let's say you do have al-hirs ala ma yanfa, you are truly doing all those checks, and you are proactive, and then you do seek the right isti'ana, what really ends up happening, where marriages, they dissolve, is because they have al-adz an bulugh al-bughya. What is the bughya with marriage? The desired goal is to have righteous children, have a strong family, have a peaceful environment where everyone can grow, right, and they can all worship Allah, and inshallah help others worship Allah Azza wa Jal, right? Grow from a nuclear family to a molecular family, right? And then a compound family, if that's, for lack of better terminology. So that's the bughya. Now, to achieve that, of course, there's going to be difficulty. Of course, there's going to be, there was a mother. She was a working woman, and after she had a baby, she felt trapped in the house, and she thought that by giving life and freedom to this baby, now she's lost hers, so she committed suicide. Right? How silly do you have to be to think in that way? It's nothing but adam al-adz, it's al-adz basically, right? It's giving up, right? They've given up. It's not, they don't have that discipline essentially. They don't want to have that discipline. They just want an easy exit. Astaghfirullah. Anyway, so this is just an application of this principle on one aspect of life. So you can apply this to many things in your life, and I think this is an open question for all of you to take away from this lesson and think, okay, these principles, where do I apply in my life? Inshallah, perhaps it's to do with some charity work that you do, or perhaps it's something to do with your da'wah in your community, whatever the case may be, whatever it is for you, right? Perhaps it's to do with the Quran. Perhaps you've memorized the Quran, you've memorized some portion of it, right? And you definitely know it's beneficial, but where are you, right, in that? Have you given up, right? Are you sort of rechecking your himmah, your aspiration with that? So go back, inshallah. Take this as an open question and apply this. طيب. The Shaykh says, وَقَدْ جُمِعَتْ هذه الأمور الثلاثة في الحديث الذي رواه مسلم عن أبي هريرة. And تحقيق these three affairs, these three matters, الأمور ثلاثة, هذه, these, الأمور الثلاثة, جُمِعَتْ, they have been gathered, في الحديث, in the hadith, الذي رواه مسلم, the one that Muslim narrated, عن أبي هريرة, from, or on the authority of, أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه, Allah be pleased with him, أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال, that the Prophet of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said, احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز. احرص, I strive towards, be diligent upon, be proactive upon ما ينفعك, what benefits you personally. واستعن بالله, and seek assistance with Allah. وَلَا تَعْجِزْ, and do not give up. Okay? Do not give up. طيب, inshallah, you've identified something that benefits you right now in the hierarchy of priorities. You sought assistance with Allah Azza wa Jal. Now's the time to not give up. Okay? Now's the time to not give up. طيب, inshallah. Right, so alhamdulillah, let's end this session over here, because I want to expand this, and we already have lost a lot of time today. But inshallah, we'll carry from this point onwards in the next session. طيب. Right, so jazakumullah khaira. Let's jump into our Arabic session right after this. Barakallahu feekum.